everyone. Welcome to the Charvak podcast. This is your host, and today, as it is a monologue, your speaker, Kushal Mehra. Now, before I start today's monologue, I want to do what I always do. Well, first of all, thank you for supporting the Charvak podcast. So, I want to start, like I always do, every monologue by thanking the members who have joined again from the last monologue, which was 2 weeks ago. So Anubhav Mishra, Aniket Singh, Saurabh Dhokle, Chinmay Dubey, Koop Manduk, Shirang Phansalkar, Ritvik Vantipalli, someone else, Simple Life, Keval Mangena, Mayur Walinchkar, VP Parmesh Dwivedi, Ramin Khan, Saurabh Pandey, Devjyoti Patnaik, Vikrant Singh, Nachiketas, Max, Omkar Jere, Ayyappa Das, Ram Kashyap, Pony, Divyajot Joshi, Saraswat Bhatt. Thank you very much for becoming a member of the Charvak Podcast YouTube channel. I also want to shout out to all the Patreon members who have also joined too. Now, why is it important that you support the Charvak Podcast? Well, I am a completely crowd-funded, crowd-supported, crowd blah 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 podcast or whatever you want to call it. So as long as you support me, I survive. So please do support this endeavor. This is my way of promoting heterodox thinking and trying to seek the truth no matter what or how someone feels. So, how can you support me? Well, there are two ways, or three ways to be very precise. One is you become a member of either tier. There are two tiers basically, either on Patreon or on YouTube. On Patreon, you have to pledge $5 USD and above, and on YouTube, you just pick the Speak with Me tier. In that, you get access to the Understanding and Experiencing Religion series videos, which has already concluded the entire Ramayana. Right now, we have started the Manusmriti. Along with that, you get to speak once a month in a Ask Me Anything kind of a session with me, which is not recorded. This month's session is still due, so if you guys want to join. I will be hosting the session whenever I get time. Other than that, the other members, which are called the seekers, they get the access to the Aryan invasion, Aryan migration series discussion. Right now, we're on the Rigveda. We've discussed 9 books and I think 6 or 7 papers. You can go and access that. Outside of that, you can go to kushalmehra.com/shop or kadakmerch.com/charvak podcast and buy the merchandise, or you can send your donations to UPI. So, how is the monologue going to be? The monologue is very simple. I'll speak for 20 to 30 minutes and then I'll take your questions for an hour. I will take all the super chats or UPI questions and I'll scan through live comments. If I find something interesting, I'll take them. Please don't spam. It just makes my life difficult. If you want to ask a question, just leave it there. Do not type again and again, because if there's a moderator, the moderator is going to block you. So even if you have a good question and you spam, you're going to get out. So don't do it. Now, as I've spent 4 minutes blabbering about this, let's get on to the topic of the day. The topic of the day was I am Hindutva. Now, why did I leave? Why did I select such a topic? Well, let me lay a little bit of a background. Since the last few years, since the rise of the Bharatiya Janata Party politically in India, this trend has started in the 2014, post the 2014 with Lok Sabha election in India, where the BJP under Narendra Modi won a majority and formed their government in the parliament. And this trend started. It became hyperactive, almost on steroids, after the BJP government under Narendra Modi won again in 2019. Also, before that, maybe 2, 3 years before that, the series of victories of the Bharatiya Janata Party at the municipal level across India, at the state level in multiple states in India. I mean, they lost too, but that doesn't count. The victories only count. It's weird. This seems to have had an impact on a certain class of people, not just locally, globally. And certain policy decisions that the Bharatiya Janata Party have taken For for example, the removal of Article 370 and 35 from Jammu and Kashmir are one for an example, or CANRC, for example. Now, what has happened is that, in my view, this is my analysis, and you can take it for what it's worth. I mean, these are my views. I can't change my views now. Since the big victory of BJP has happened, there is a raising discomfort inside what I loosely call the global left wing ummah. Now, what is this discomfort? This discomfort stems from the place that they feel they are losing their control. They feel they can no longer control the lives of people who they think in their head are either heathens or kafirs, or just low lives who can't think for themselves, and they should be told what they're supposed to do. The victory of the Bharatiya Janata Party in India is, if I was to say, a proverbial kick in the nuts for these people. And they might have thought, okay, like Trump एक बार जीत गया, वापस तो नहीं जीता ना, kind of a thing. But यहाँ तो मोदी बार बार जीतता रहता है. स्टेट लेवल पे भी जीतते हैं, म्युनिसिपल लेवल पे भी जीतते हैं, हर जगह जीतते रहते हैं इंडिया में. It just keeps on making them uncomfortable. So they don't know what to do till, and they don't know how to say it, I guess, in a very direct way. Basically, the discomfort is with the Hindus now becoming a vote bank. That is the crux of the problem for this lot. Now, you might come back and say, well, who is this lot? Well, this lot is an eclectic mix of certain quote unquote intellectuals, experts, analysts of India who are brown, who live in India, who do commentary in India, but they don't do commentary for India. Most of their commentary is either against India or for their audience in the West or in the Islamic world, Swad Anusar, as they say, against India. And the coverage of India, if you look at it around the world since the BJP has come to power, has never been so diabolical. If I was to say, I've never seen something as diabolical as this in my entire life. I mean, I've been reading newspapers on and off for the last 2 decades, decade and a half. I mean, pehle to I just never read anything. I started reading at the age of 20, so I was a late bloomer. But post the BJP win, I mean, the kind of viciousness in the op-eds, the kind of vitriol in the analysis is just mind-boggling. And what is happening is that they clearly have sort of given up when it comes to India itself, because they know, I mean, India is a lost cause in their eyes. Like, these people now think, oh, these kafir Hindus or these heathen Hindus, they just don't listen to us anymore. These chota babies were under our control, now they don't listen. So they kind of have taken an L in India. But now this vitriol, now this entire gang of people has completely shifted outside India, especially in the West. And the kind of rubbish that is written about India is mind blowing. But how they write is very important. So what they have come up with is, the strategy is, every time outside India, a Hindu group or a Hindu individual stands up for itself, raises its voice, asserts itself. And when I say assert itself, I don't mean in some violent way. It's just standing up for your beliefs, standing up for what you feel is your way of life without harming others, right? The classic Hindu way is the way of mutual respect, which is the non-monotheistic paradigm, which is of mutual respect. The monotheistic paradigm is of tolerance at best. Now, what is interesting is that now you see this trend in the West where every time something happens, there is this bogey. the rising Hindu nationalism in India, Hindutva fascism in India, blah, 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 blah. It's commentary after commentary. This is not see, they claim to do analysis, but what they do is opinion pieces. It is never, in the form of an essay that, for example, let's say you write an essay, you give your primary sources, and you share your citations, and if you write an essay, then somebody else can respond to it. It is always op-eds. It is opinion pieces. It is opinion pieces in the Guardian. It is opinion pieces in the New York Times. It is opinion pieces in the Washington Post or the Atlantic. um, it's all across the board. And what is fascinating about this is this language, this linguistic assault, this attempt to use Hindutva as a slur, to be very precise, is is on both the left and the right. Now the interesting aspect is they both use it for different reasons. The left uses it because they feel they cannot control the Hindu anymore in the West, and they would like to control the Hindu, because how can a Hindu speak up? The right uses it because they just don't like the pagan. And why is this dirty pagan here? Just send the dirty pagan back, kind of a thing. So they have come to this convenient agreement about every time a Hindu speaks up, oh, Hindu nationalism, Hindu fascism. And if ever there was a classic case of, as वो क्या बोलते हैं अंग्रेजी में उसको यार, वो came to roost वाला जो भी लाइन होती है, मेरी अंग्रेजी बड़ी वीक है. So if you ever want to see how this was played up, is what happened in Leicester in England with the recent Hindu Muslim clashes and the commentary across the media landscape. And then, if people don't take things seriously, I don't know how many in the Hindu community know about this news. I'm just sharing this news because I don't know how many. See, a lot of Hindus in India and outside India may know about the Leicester clashes. I'm not demeaning the Leicester clashes; they are very grave. But I'm trying to show you two examples. So there's this news in PR Newswire. Basically, okay, this is the key part. Almost 55 Hindu American organizations representing more than 150,000 residents of Bergen County, New Jersey, and surrounding areas signed a coalition letter condemning a hateful resolution recently passed by the Teaneck Democratic Municipal Committee. The resolution recklessly and falsely labels almost every major Hindu organization in the United States, including Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh, Vishwa Hindu Parishad of America, Seva Internationals, and others. This includes, I think, the Hindu American Foundation too, as a fascist organization which promotes hate and terrorism without providing any of those organizations the opportunity to be heard. The resolution has outraged Hindu Americans who see this as vicious, false, and provocative act by Democratic Party activists in Teaneck to demonize the entire Hindu community, their activities, their beliefs, and their political participation in New Jersey. Why did I show this too? This is what is happening. They don't know what to do to you, so now they will start tarnishing you by throwing slurs of fascist, throwing slurs like you are. Uh, your mere existence is a problem. Now, before somebody says, oh no, they are very careful, Hindutva is not Hinduism, F off. Because how many have forgotten the mothership conference, which was called Dismantling Global Hindutva, literally tweeting this? I take Hindutva as political Hinduism, not a distortion of an older tradition, but a continuation of it. This was a direct quote of a speaker in the Dismantling Global Hindutva conference. The sustenance of this regime came from the anti-colonial elites. What is needed now is to examine the caste-state nexus and analyze how it operates in different spaces. Intellectuals on the left have been complicit in perpetuating class blindness. They claim caste discrimination is a problem, but caste identity is not. Now, what Hindutva is misplaced nativism. I just want to state this on record that When they say Hindutva, they literally mean Hinduism. They have a problem with you existing, nothing else. When they try to tell you they have a problem with X, they have a problem with Y, they actually have a problem with your worldview. Now, how do we deal with this? How do we deal with this bogey of, using the Hindutva slur every single time to shut you down, to put you on a back foot? That is the key problem over here. So there are standard ways that these people work. Now, they will always do this. I'm gonna use again some of these analogies. Is they will always use Guru Golwalkar's, one of those things mentioned in his book, A Bunch of Thoughts, where they're right when they quote him, where they basically, to paraphrase, they say how Golwalkar thought Muslims, Christians, and communists are internal enemies. This is basically his quotation from Bunch of Thoughts. Now, are those thoughts problematic? Any normal person would say they are problematic, right? But what they do in this selective quoting is they also don't quote Guru Golwalkar. And I want to read some things. Okay. The Illustrated Weekly in November 1972, Golwalkar says, quote, Indianization does not mean making all people Hindus. Let us realize that we are all the children of this soil, coming from the same stock, that our great forefathers were one and our aspirations are also one. This is all, I believe, the meaning of Indianization. Let us read another quote. And I'm reading this from an article written by Dr. Ratan Sharda, whose basic PhD was in the writings of RSS. In another interview to the veteran scholar Jilani, in Organizer Weekly in 1972, Guru Golwalkar ji said, quote, I would say that the only right policy towards Muslims is to win their loyalty by love. I am an optimist and feel that Hindus and Muslims will learn to live with each other. Interestingly, on the uniform, quote ends now, Shardaji writes, interestingly, on a uniform civil code, he felt that a mechanical approach is not correct. Quote, I would be happy if they arrive at the conclusion that polygamy is not good for them, but I would only like to persuade them. End quote. These are also views of Guru Golwalkar. If you have any doubt about the sources, I will share the source also. So this is an article in the first post, by the way, and you can read the book of Sri Ratan Sharda, the latest book. I highly recommend it. It is basically his PhD dissertation, which he has converted into a book. So um, this is the article. It was written in 2018 by Ratan Sharda, right? I have just selected two quotes from it. I also want to read two other things. Now, I don't know how many of you remember, right? This had happened. How many remember this controversy in 2018 when RSS, the current chief of RSS, Mohan Bhagwat ji, had said that if Guruji, as in Guru Golwalkar, had said something in the past, maybe we don't agree with it today because RSS is not like a set in stone kind of an organization. It is not basically what the RSS current chief was saying, is that we are not like a monotheistic religion which has a biblical book or a Quran like book where the God has spoken and we cannot change our version. The RSS is just an organization of human beings, and human beings change their views and evolve all the time. And that's about it. I don't know how many of you remember this, but I want to read a couple of quotes. Again, these quotes are directly coming from an Economic Times article of 2018, and I will share it again. I will share that for you. It's very important to set this. Golwalkar's views stemmed from his perception of what happened during the partition. There was a context to why he made those speeches then. Those no longer remain relevant, said Deodhar. He's a senior functionary in the RSS. It is a fallacy that the Sangh is an organization that is very rigid. The RSS moves with times, and this is a proof of that. The RSS chief was not articulating his own views, but those of the organization, which believes that it must change with the times, he said. He said that the Sangh had been deliberating on the issue for some time, as many well wishers outside the organization had been impressing on it to distance itself from some of Guru Golwalkar's controversial views. According to people close to the Sangh, Bhagwat's statement has generated a heated debate among the lower rung of RSS cadres, who are likely to take some time to come to grips with the organization's new position. Again, the point being that the RSS itself has no problem in changing their views, even if that means their own leaders' views are going to be questioned in the process. So the RSS has changed. If that is the case, what is the big deal? Uh, Another example, I clearly remember, this RSS thing. I mean, I don't know. I remember this tweet from Shardaji again. Once he had asked, on the question of beef, somebody had said if a person is a beef eater, they clearly are not Hindu. And then Shardaji had replied, "What happens to Northeast tribal Hindus?" So the RSS functionary was like, "Yeah, this is on a beef issue also." So the point is that, are there individually bigoted Hindus? Yes, just like any other group. But when we talk about an ideology, we have to talk about an ideology based on its principles. And when we quote people, we have to quote them holistically, not selectively. Why does it not happen in the case of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh? Is very interesting. So now we again go back to the question of the Hindutva slur itself, because they use Hindutva as a slur, the slur to stab, to shut you up. Well, in that case, then I want to take this opportunity, because now this channel has some viewership, whatever little it does. I maybe, and it has had a global audience coming and speaking on this platform. So I think it's time I set this on record once again. Not like it was needed to be done, but let me do it even more categorically now. So here's the thing, I want to put it on record now. I want to start like this. I am personally fed up of people trying to shut Hindus up for merely stating their point of view in a civilized manner. The Hindu community is not unique, that it has some random, rampant elements that don't know how to speak or don't know how to articulate. To use the lowest common denominator within the Hindu community and typecast it as that is Hindutva, and there is this imaginary unicorn Hinduism that only they know what it is. And that's why anytime some random rando comes up and says something nonsensical, that is Hindutva, is a straw man. The Hindu community and the Hindutva stalwarts, starting from Hegdewar, Savarkar, I guess even Thilak, and many others in the future, are right up to Mohan Bhagwat. They have the right to decide what Hindutva is, or Hindus who are sympathetic to Hindutva. You don't. And if you're going to take this word and use it as a slur every time to shut Hindus up, well, I officially want to make this announcement, then I am Hindutva. I am a Hindutvavadi. Irony of ironies, I would never take this term up personally for myself. Anybody who knows me at a personal level will know I never cared about this term. Because for me, I was like, I have many problems with the RSS worldview, especially in the realm of economics. Like, I just don't understand their economic views. So I would never own up to this word, because I was like, they're socialists. I don't think there is any such thing as a third way that the RSS claims. They are just socialists. They don't want to admit to it. This is my view. But if the global left wing Ummah is trying to silence Hindus by using the Hindutva slur, then I am officially owning up to that term. I am Hindutva. So, to everybody who from now onwards who is going to come on my podcast to chat with me, who always thought I was a reasonable person, no matter what my personal views were, I would always let the other side make their point. Well, I just want to announce it again. I am Hindutva. I use the words Jai Shri Ram. I draw the swastika. I take part in Hindu rituals. If you have a problem, then don't come on my podcast. If you have a problem with me literally stating my worldview in a civilized manner and giving, tarnishing an entire bunch of people, then I am Hindutva. And I'm grateful to my friend Harsh Madhusudan Gupta who gave me this clarity. At that time, I did not have clarity when Harsh did tell me this, but I want to put it on record and I want to give credit where it's due. So Harsh and I were having dinner and we were having a debate actually. And I was like, kya zarurat hai Hindutva ki? And I'm being very honest here. But Harsh was very adamant. And Harsh told me they will today capture the word Hindutva. They will not let you use it. Tomorrow they will capture Hinduism. They will make you ashamed of Hinduism. And I thought Harsh was wrong. He was right. I was wrong. So I want to put it on record that Harsh, you were right. I am wrong. And I own the word Hindutva. If they want me to shut up by merely using the word Hindutva, well, I am Hindutva. So all of you who come on the Charvak podcast, you came on a Hindutva podcast. All of you who found me to be reasonable, you found a Hindutva person reasonable. We have to normalize the term Hindutva. We have to start using the term Hindutva. We have to start accepting our Hinduness. We have to start engaging with people on our terms, not on their terms. And if that means I will lose some podcast guests, potentially, I am willing to lose them. If that means some people will refuse to talk to me, I am fine with it. I am fine taking that loss for the larger cause because I refuse to give up my symbols, my identity, my community. For doing what? For being normal. Nobody supports bigotry. Most normal people don't. But I will not allow this attempt to typecast an entire community just because they speak back. The Hindu was good till the Hindu never spoke back. Since the Hindu has started speaking back, an entire cabal globally has tried to typecast our community, and we're not going to let that happen. We will talk back. We will raise our voice. We will fight for our rights. We will fight for our symbols. We will fight for our religious identity. We will fight for pluralism. We will fight for our diversity. And we will not let you take us over. And to every single Hindu, especially if you're a diaspora Hindu, own it. Own Hindutva. I know some of you have worries. यार मेरी जॉब है, जॉब चली जाएगी. जॉब पे कौन खोल रहा तुमको करने को? मगर the time of shying away from Hindutva has gone. Own it. हमने तो own कर लिया है इंडिया में. हम तो जीत गए हैं. They know we won in India. That's why they are going after you outside India. And running around, especially, to the temples outside India. I sympathize with you, but I am also mad at you. It's a tragedy that the temple has really betrayed the Hindu community so massively outside India. I'm not going to take names because I still respect those temples and those organizations, but all of you know who I'm talking about. You need to step up your game. Even during the swastika campaign in the United States of America, when advocacy groups on our side had to literally beg the temples to sign on and say swastika is not a hate symbol, says a lot about our community. During the Leicester clashes, if our temples have to share a podium with an ISIS sympathizer, it says a lot about our community. So to the Hindus outside India, especially because I have a significantly gigantic population of diaspora Hindus who watch me and listen to me, to all of you, pressurize your temple. उधर मंदिर में जाके घंटा बजा के हुंडी में पैसा डाल के हाथ जोड़ के देव को वापस आ जाने से कुछ नहीं होगा. मंदिर को बोलो हम तुमको पैसा दे रहे, तुम करते क्या हो? स्वास्तिक कैंपेन होता है, तुमको मस्के लगाने पड़ते हैं. लेस्टर में द्वंद होता है तो तुम जाके आईसिस सिंपैथाइजर के साथ जाके प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस देना शुरू हो जाते हो. तुम्हारी रीढ़ की हड्डी किधर गई भैया? अरे वी आर ऑल फॉर पीस विल बी द टेम्पल्स रिप्लाई. अरे तो क्या वी आर वायलेंट पीपल और व्हाट? वी आर ऑल्सो फॉर पीस. Standing up for yourself and your identity and your symbols is not not being for peace. It is just being normal. Please understand this. So once again, because I don't want to speak for more than 30 minutes, I could have said many more things, and I'm sure I will tell them in my process of replying to your questions. Once again, own Hindutva, own Jai Shri Ram, own the swastika, own Har Har Mahadev, own Satnam Shri Vaheguru. Do not let the extremists tell you, or the global left-wing ummah tell you what it is. Do not let them shut you up by saying, oh, you are Hindutva. If they try to shut you up by saying you are Hindutva, the first thing you have to tell them is, can you explain what Hindutva is? What are your sources? Can you give me a 30-minute lecture on what Hindutva is based on the scholars of Hindutva themselves? And then maybe I can assess how good or bad it is. And let me tell you, they cannot. Most of them cannot. वो वॉल्टर एंडरसन ने एक बुक लिख दी है, उसको छोड़ के पूरे वेस्टर्न मीडिया लैंडस्केप में किसी को नहीं पता हिंदुत्व क्या है. I made an open announcement on social media saying that I invite all of you so-called Western experts of Hindutva on my podcast to give me a 1-hour lecture on what Hindutva is, and only condition is you have to share all your primary sources. Nobody came forward. And it's not like I don't have decent amount of followers. I have around 48 or 50,000 followers. I don't know exact number. And I put it up on all my social media accounts. So it's not like there were not enough people who don't follow me. I'm followed by some relevant people. Not one can come forward. They all want to use this slur, but they don't know what it is. They have created a boogeyman or a monster in their head and they just use it to beat you down. You should not let them do it. Own it and push back, because आज वो ये हिंदुत्व के साथ कर रहे हैं, कल वो तुम्हारे हर रिलीजियस सिंबल के साथ करेंगे. Because their problem is not with Hindutva, their problem is with Hinduism. And let us be clear about it. So stand up for what you are and don't let them do this to you. I'll stop now because it's 30 minutes and I'll start looking at your questions. And I hope the spammers were dealt with. If they were not dealt with, Satya, tu kya kar raha hai? I'm going to go to the super chats first. अगर कोई सुपर चैट्स हैं मैं पहले लूंगा. पहले यहाँ पे भी देखूं मोबाइल फोन में कोई यूपीआई तो है. It seems I don't have any UPI question. तो सुपर चैट पे जाते हैं. अगर यूपीआई का क्वेश्चन है तो भैया आपको पता है आपको मेरे को ईमेल करना पड़ेगा क्वेश्चन. Okay. Vladimir Adityanath. वाह क्या नाम है. I am Hindutva. Can you kindly explain why the left wing and the Islamists get along so well worldwide? Their goals and ideologies are opposite. Well, it's very simple, right? You know, if you have a common enemy, then you have a temporary alliance. I mean, it's not like it's rocket science. They have a common enemy here, the Hindu. Both of them hate the Hindu, so they've come together, and they are here to hate you. It's like a temporary alliance of convenience where they attack you, they screw you over, and for that they've come together. I mean, it's not like something major scientific discovery here. Okay, Prathamesh. RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat is Rashtrapita and Desh ke Rashtra Rishi, says All India Imams Organization chief Imam Umar Ahmad Ilyasi. Good for him. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know if he's Rashtrapita or something. uh, Mohan Bhagwat ji, I respect him a lot, but he ain't my papa. So I respect him, and that's about it. मगर वो मेरे पापा नहीं है. वो आरएसएस के चीफ हैं, और आरएसएस के चीफ को मैं रिस्पेक्ट करता हूँ. मैं उनके व्यूज को पढ़ता हूँ और एनालाइज करता हूँ व्हेन आई लुक एट आरएसएस एज एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. दैट्स ऑल. और मजे की बात है, आरएसएस एज एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में नो इंडिविजुअल व्यू कैन बी कंसिडर्ड above the view of the organization. That is also very interesting. अच्छा जी, ये क्या है? No person but the Bhagwa Daj is the Guru. Okay, fair enough. Suraj Nodial. PFI is banned in India for 5 years. Do you think they will resurrect after that? Look, the banning bit is very interesting because I was trying to read some papers on this, that what happens usually with when you ban outfits is that they come back in a new avatar. So but now you can come back to me and say ki Kushal bhai, but they first targeted all specific people, they arrested specific people, they put those specific people in jail, and then they kind of went after क्या बोलते हैं ये PFI and banned them temporarily for 5 years. I think the temporary ban is very good because that means a new organization will not prop up in that sense. Because what happens is last time भी हमने, अगर आपको याद होगा, वो SIMI सिमी बैन की थी, तो सिमी बैन की तो उसके सारे यहाँ घुस गए PFI में. तो अभी PFI बैन करेंगे तो इससे अच्छा यू टारगेट ऑल द members, you put them in jail, is I think eventually what matters more. Okay, Slarty Bart Fast. Weird flex. I'm currently applying for faculty positions in the US and I put in a Sanskrit shloka in my teaching statement. Any university that has a problem with it can feel free to throw away my application in the bill. I am proud of you, my friend. I am proud of you. Because you know what? They will do this to us. They will do this to us by saying, oh, Sanskrit shlokas now are Brahminical supremacy. I seriously have had enough of this nonsense. I mean, I am as anti-caste, casteism, jati varna, whatever you want to, as it gets. But even I am fed up of this now. कि हर चीज में साले रवीश कुमार बन के कौन जातो करते रहते हैं. We need to draw a line somewhere. Because if casteism is an issue, which it is, by the way, then we have to talk about it in a fair manner. We just cannot typecast all Hindus the way we want to. I just don't stand up for that. Okay, now I'm going on the top and seeing mm, Savarkar's way of life seems rational. Well, it was rational, and but by the way, it doesn't mean you have to agree with everything Savarkar said also. But the point is, he for his time he was a very rational, forward-thinking person. Like, if you guys remember, I had read the whole essay. The cow is bovine, not divine. I mean, how many of you remember that small quote, one paragraph from that, where Savarkar said, while I have no problem with protecting this beautiful creature, I hesitate to worship it as a goddess. We cannot loosely use the terms of God and goddess on any being. From among a mass of ignorant humans, a few enlightened beings are worthy of reverence. When they graduate further in consciousness, we elevate them to the position of gods or divine beings. In such a scenario, How could a mere animal, albeit a very lovely and very useful, which does not even have the common sense that most ignoramus human being has, be considered a god? Elevating an animal that eats garbage and indiscriminately passes excreta anywhere and everywhere to the status of a goddess is, in my view, insulting to both humanity as well as divinity. On the one hand, we consider scholarly human beings like Ambedkar or saints like Chokha Mela as impure due to their caste. But on the other, the urine of an animal suddenly becomes soul purifying for us. Is this not a great fallacy and contradiction? These are not my words, these are literally verbatim quotes of Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. Please go and visit him. Unfortunately, you cannot. He is dead. Okay, Cosmos. Really want to know your thoughts on people like Haris Sultan trying to monkey balance between Hindutva and Islamism, even after police cleared false accusation on Hindus still shamelessly. Well, if Haris does that, Haris is wrong. Very simple. There you go. If Haris has falsely accused the Hindu community of crimes they have not done, Haris is wrong. It's not very hard. If he has done that, he's wrong. So if the BJP start losing or lose in 2024, as per liberals, everything will be all right. Literally, it will be. They know it's not going to happen. That is the problem. That's why they're losing their shit. Hmm. Let's see what else is there. Charva podcast, how to work for Hindutva in college. Most Hindutva professors and student leaders are dumb. Working with them is really hard. These idiotic professors would rather do charity than. सत्य है, बहुत बहुत ही अच्छा point आपने raise किया है. And I actually sympathize with you. Start speaking up for yourself. Start reading content. Start reading original material of Hindutva ideologues and start presenting it in a more coherent manner yourself. Do not expect anything from those uh, people. I did not expect anything from these people. I just started doing it myself. It is our job as Hindutva sympathizers to normalize Hindutva in a more coherent and intelligent manner. Don't wait for others to do it for you. Will the revolution now be led by British Hindus, or what role do they have to play in the wider Hindu struggle? Very good question, Ravi. I think the Hindu community in England has many, many, many good leaders outside the temples. The temples are weird, but outside the temple framework, I think the Hindu advocacy, political advocacy groups are heartening. I think what maybe they should do is, and this does not need to be publicly mentioned, this can be done through our internal networks. And we have internal networks now, we have global networks of Hindus too. What we need to do maybe is have internal sessions where we share our experiences, our presentations with parliamentarians, with senators, with leaders, with policymakers, how we tackled a particular issue. For example, in America, the caste issue is very rampant right now. Now, the British Hindus dealt with it in 2010, if I remember correctly, Ravi, and correct me if I'm wrong. Now, they dealt with it so nicely. Now, maybe they should do a presentation to North American Hindus and Canadian Hindus and explain to them how we did it in our area. This is how we identified political processes. This is how we dealt with it. And that is how we will make our community prosper. Because always remember, an attack on British Hindus eventually will not just harm them, it harms India too. It harms everybody. Because we're living in a connected world now. Our economic ties are bringing us together. Like British Hindus might have, call centers in India, for example. So if they're tarnished, the company is tarnished, and jobs are tarnished in India too. So we just and we just have to stand up for human rights. I mean, Being Hindu cannot be a crime, is all I'm saying. So I think that's a very good question you've raised. Now, Abhiram Shanbhog, how important is it to have a political system in and out of India to make Hindutva normal? I think the most important thing for Hindutva to be normalized is to make sure that the BJP RSS keeps winning in India. Secondly, the BJP RSS needs to do a little bit more in terms of reaching out to diaspora Hindus. I think the BJP RSS worldview has been also typically isolationist, where they also sometimes I feel the BJP RSS shirk away from their responsibility towards the diaspora Hindu. It's really sad. I think we need to do more about diaspora Hindus, and we need to interact more. The BJP, friends of overseas friends of BJP is just bollocks. And this is someone who was a member of Friends of BJP, by the way. That's not enough. It needs to be a more deep conversation where presentations are made from the BJP side to diaspora advocacy organizations, and diaspora advocacy organizations make presentations to members of Parliament of India. That's how it should be done. It's not being done. Let me tell you, it's not being done. जो भी थोड़ा बहुत होता है वो individual level पे होता है. It is not in an organizational level. और पहली बार मुझे खुशी हुई है कि हमारी गवर्नमेंट ने, जैसे ये खालिस्तान रेफरेंडम हुआ है या यूके में हिंदुओं के ऊपर अटैक हुआ है, उन्होंने कम से कम एडवाइजरियां लॉन्च की, एंड इट्स अ स्मॉल बेबी स्टेप. सो इट्स गुड टू सी दैट. Vikramaditya ji, love your work. Please be the torchbearer of educating Hindus abroad to protect our culture, as nobody seems to care. You say I'm your only hope. Please do not say that. I cannot be the only hope. There are many people who are doing good work for Hindus when it comes to advocacy outside India too. The Hindu American Foundation does. Seva International does. They do social work. They don't say Hindu advocacy, to be very honest. So, magar social work to kar rahe hain. You have Kona that does advocacy. So there are many groups outside India. In England, there is Vichar Manthan, that is a great think tank that does fantastic work. So please, I am no Superman, nor do I have any delusions of grandeur about myself. I understand where you're coming from, but please do not make me what I'm not. I am trying my best to stand up for the community, and because it's my own selfish interest too. लेट मी बी वेरी कैटेगोरिकल हियर कि ये मेरा मेरा निजी स्वार्थ भी है कि भाई मैं भी हिंदू हूँ. एटलीस्ट मैं समझता हूँ अपने आप को हिंदू हूँ, तो ये तो मेरी भी ठोकरें हैं, काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग. So Shreyans, why do you think people in the West comment about Hindutva without understanding, and why they don't want to understand it? Isn't it very disingenuous or अनइंटेलेक्चुअल टू कमेंट ऑन समथिंग विदाउट नोइंग इट? यार श्रेयांश, अगर मुझे पता होता था ना तो मैं कब का ये समझ के तुमको बता देता था. मैं खुद अपना सर खुजा रहा हूँ इधर बैठ के इसके ऊपर. बिलीव मी श्रेयांश, आई हैव ट्राइड टू टॉक टू दीस पीपल. आई आस्क देम बेसिक क्वेश्चंस. इफ यू रिमेंबर, मैंने वो गेम बनाई थी श्रेयांश, आप रेगुलर सुनते हो मुझे. वो मैंने गेम बनाई हुई है. मैंने क्या किया, वो जो मैनिफेस्टो, आई रिमूव्ड द नेम ऑफ द पार्टी फ्रॉम द मैनिफेस्टो. आई स्टार्टेड रीडिंग थिंग्स फ्रॉम द मैनिफेस्टो. दे कुड नॉट डिफरेंशिएट कांग्रेस फ्रॉम बीजेपी. ये हाल है यहाँ पे. एंड दीज पीपल टॉक अबाउट सम मास्टर लेवल थीसिस और पीएचडी लेवल एनालिसिस. दे आर होपलेस यार. मुझे खुद को नहीं मालूम. द रीजन दे डू इट इज बिकॉज आई डोंट नो, दे आर सो स्मग एंड एरोगेंट दैट दे रियली डोंट थिंक दैट यू आर इनफ. दे रियली लुक डाउन अपॉन यू यार. उसके बियॉन्ड मेरे को तो कोई आंसर ही नहीं मिल रहा है. मुझे तो समझ के बाहर है कि ये लोग क्या नमूने लोग हैं. ओके अमन, I am a born Hindu but an atheist. Don't you think Hindutva is kind of becoming Wahhabic? How? Can you explain? See, this is a question. This is not a question. You have made a statement and made a statement by and pretended it to be a question by adding a question mark in the end. How? In fact, let me tell you, there is an Abrahamic version of Hinduism. That Hinduism is not Hindutva. Hindutva is fighting that Hinduism too. I have always said Hindutva is a fight against Islamism, Western imperialism, and Hindu castism. It fights three people. And these problematic elements that you keep talking about, they are also being, they are all. Look at how Hindus give galiyan. There are two kinds of Hindus who give galiyan, as in swear words, to the Hindutva movement. One is your left wing ummah, Who is the other one? Is the casteist Hindu. The casteist Hindu in the form of the new Ambedkarite or the Periyarite. How dare you call us Hindu? Well, I did. Boo. Wow. What are you going to do now? Two are the Brahmanwadis or the OBC castes or the other castes. The caste system is so third rated that it goes from bottom to top, top to bottom, whatever you want to call it, or side to side, up or down or up, whatever. They keep abusing each other. And Hindutva, which is RSS conversion, or Savarkar, it wanted to pretty much destroy the caste system itself. So I don't know which Hindutva you're talking about. Shubham, thank you very much for your contribution. Can you please clip this so that it can be shared? Clip what? I did not understand. भाई जिसको करना जो कर लो. मैं तो कभी कॉपीराइट स्ट्राइक भी नहीं करता मेरे चैनल पे. अगर मेरे चैनल की क्लिप कोई यूज करता है, पूछ लो. मैंने तो आज तक कॉपीराइट स्ट्राइक भी नहीं किया भैया. Do you think the failure of developing indigenous right-wing soft power materials led to the non-availability, also led to the platform limitation? I don't know if that is the reason. I think there is enough material. Nobody wants to read it. And there are enough coherent, like how many biographies, how many of which is it is there. It's not, you don't read it. It's your job to read those books and simplify them and present it to the larger audience. The problem is the second level dissemination from our side does not happen. They may read the book and they just leave it in the corner. That's the problem. Yes, we do have a problem of people who have kind of they are very, very annoying. But what do you do? I mean, I'm speaking. There are many others who speak. Sham does. It's not like we don't speak. Okay. Okay, Malyavan. I'm kind of disillusioned with Hindutva because I see upper caste Hindus still being obsessed with Jati Varna and keep on harping how superior they are and how inferior Dalits are. Every other day, we get to hear news about caste-based atrocities from Gujarat, UP, Rajasthan, etc. In spite of all, the majority of lower castes are torchbearers of Hindutva. Why doesn't the casteist Hindu get this fact? They're not Hindutva. That's not our problem as Hindutvavadis. They will do what they do, and we as Hindutvavadis keep calling them out. I clearly, categorically state Hindutva is a three-pronged battle, not a two-pronged battle. It is a battle against the casteist Hindu too. Not just the casteist Hindu, the casteist Sikh, Jatism, right? The casteist Muslim, Ashrafwad, the casteist Christian. It is a battle against the entire concept of Jati Varna. That's what it is. So I don't know how you can accuse them of being something that they're not actually. I don't get it. They are the ones who are fighting it. The Seven Shackles of Hindu Society by Savarkar. Caste was one of them. How is he responsible for it? Would you consider inviting Apostle Prophet to talk in detail about apologists like Muhammad Hijab? He has interacted a lot with them. Look, I invited Apostle Prophet. I think his name is Ridwan a long time ago. I mean, uh, what am I going to do talking about Muhammad Hijab? Muhammad Hijab is not that important. I will abuse Muhammad Hijab on and off, but beyond that, I mean, I really don't care. He's not that important, if you ask me. That's my personal opinion. I hope you don't feel bad. Okay, into the game. I have read Hindutva by Savarkar. I did a book review on my blog. Very good. Kudos. Would love to know what you think about it. Just trying to promote awareness about Hindutva, attaching separately in the chat. Look, it was an interesting book. It has some interesting thoughts. It was a very interesting primer. But if you want to understand Savarkar and Hindutva in a holistic way, you'll have to read his readings more. I don't think you can reduce Hindutva and Savarkar to that one book. Savarkar's views are, it's if you want to understand Savarkar much more, you will be better off reading Vikram's volume 1 and 2. And I mean this honestly, you should read the Essentials of Hindutva. That's the book you're talking about. But I think you should read Savarkar volume 1 and 2 by Vikram Sampath. Everybody go and buy their freaking books. Everybody should buy that book. It is your duty as a Hindu to go and buy that book. और अगर नहीं किया है तो shame on you. पढ़ो, वो बुक पढ़ोगे, आंखें खुल जाएंगी, पता चलेगा कि कितने कितने डाइवर्स थॉट्स थे हिंदू मूवमेंट में. Okay, Mihir B, good day all. What do you feel Hindus should do to counter the narrative in the West which equates Hindu chants with violent terrorist attacks in their own countries? First of all, write to your members of parliament, raise your objection of demonizing your chants, make proper presentations, write good reports, and start there. How many good reports are written is the question you need to ask yourself, sir. हम तो reports भी अच्छी नहीं लिखते हैं. अभी I did a podcast, and on that, the national coordinator of Vichar Manthan, Ravi, he told me that Vichar Manthan is going to write a detailed report on what happened in Leicester. Now, this is the kind of work we need. But what, every time something happens, Vichar Manthan will send its team on the ground, taking cameras everywhere. It's not just enough. First of all, why don't you guys go and support Vichar Manthan if you are a British Hindu, right? So you could do that. I have no official affiliation with them, for the record. I just happen to know them through social media. That's all. So before you say, मेरा कोई stake नहीं है उसमें personal, मुझे कोई cut नहीं मिलता है उनसे. But I'm just trying to help good people to do good work, right? So how about this? This is, if you're a British Hindu, you can go here, Vichar Manthan, right? You can donate to them. Start by that. You can donate to these organizations, right? If you're a British Hindu, go on Vichar Manthan, VICHAARMANTHAN.org, and donate to them. Or if you're an American Hindu, you could go to Hindu American Foundation, donate to them. You could go to the Coalition of Hindus of North America, Kohana, donate to them. Why don't you do that? Start there. Na? There are advocacy groups doing work for you in different parts of the world. Start there. वो तो आप कर सकते हो ना. और for that matter, अगर आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया में काम कर रहे हो, I came across some really good work when it came to tackling Hinduphobia in Australia, to do research and publications on Hinduphobia. So you could go and follow this handle called, again, I'll share her handle on social media here on my channel, and I'll give shout out. See, I'm just trying to promote people. These people don't pay me anything, and they don't even know I'm doing this. First of all, they don't even know I'm doing this. I'm doing it myself. So this particular handle, Sarah L. Gates, it's a PhD scholar, Hindu Human Rights Reports. So they are doing this, raising money for research and publications on Hinduphobia. You can go fund them, doing scholarly work. There are people who want to do it. Maybe we should start by supporting them. So and I understand, आपका job है, आपको अपनी life जीनी है, but others can do it, and they are willing to do it now. So why don't you guys pick it up, and do it? So I'm just saying, please try and understand, it's not undoable. Sridhar, Devabrat. I apologize, I missed previous one. Or Shreyans, sorry. Everybody claims that RSS is a terrorist organization. What's your analysis on this narrative? How did it come by? Well, Shreyans, is a very simple thing. If they say RSS is a terrorist organization and is like ISIS, for example, it's not very hard to debunk it. ISIS has a proper magazine called Dabik. They have a magazine. Read their views and then read Golwalkar and other Hindutva ideologues. The best view of ISIS is worse than the worst view of RSS. It's very simple. Do this. Read Dabik, read Golwalkar, Hindutva, Mohan Bhagwat on specific issues. Create a criteria. What do we do with the other?
व्हाट आर योर व्यूज ऑन डेमोक्रेसी? अरे ये सब इंडेक्सेस निकालते हैं ना, फ्रीडम इंडेक्सेस, ऐसा कोई अपना इंडेक्स बनाओ. ISIS vis-a-vis RSS. I created an index where I asked these questions and gave it points. After giving it points, I came up with this index and I compared the RSS with ISIS. The ISIS will clearly fail. And that's it. Game over. You can do that. Devbrat. Hindutva is identifying Matsya Nyaya in society and fighting against it. This is my take on it. What do you think? Could be one of the things. Hindutva basically is political Hinduism. Hindutva for me is a Hindu that talks back. Hindutva for me is the Hindu that refuses to die. That's Hindutva. And a Hindutva to me is a response in a monotheistic world. That's all it is. Sridhar, Muslim global order are experts at playing the narrative game. Even French president got slack for his actions. Can Hindutva ever succeed against this Goliath, or is it too late? Hindutva is succeeding, can succeed, is succeeding against this Goliath. Is. Can is not. That's a false question itself. We are succeeding. Accept the success. Start celebrating also a little. Shouldn't Hindus start owning Hindutva and wear it on their sleeve rather than just depending on others? Wouldn't that normalize Hindutva? I am now. That's why this whole damn monologue is titled I Am Hindutva. Piyush, do you feel HSS is doing enough as a RSS global outreach or branch? I mean, HSS is not RSS. First of all, HSS is a very different organization. RSS is a very different organization. They have nothing to do with each other. Try and understand how RSS functions. RSS does not tell anyone anything. They have nothing to do with each other. Even the VHP has nothing to do with the RSS. Even the Bajrang Dal has nothing to do with the VHP. They are my amazement when I met and मैं कोई बड़ा रिसर्चर नहीं हूँ आरएसएस का. मैं तो सिर्फ मेरी पॉडकास्ट और मेरे पॉलिटिकल एक्टिविज्म की वजह से कुछ लोगों को मिलने को मिला मुझे. What I found amazing about the RSS is how open-minded it is. If you are doing something good, all the RSS will do is become a facilitator. It will be like, you do your thing. We will not stop you. As long as their only requirement is it should be for the benefit of India and Indian society. They don't even say the benefit of Hindu society. That's how open-minded RSS is. The only problem area, in my view, for RSS is they're too socialistic. And if my RSS friends think I'm caricaturing them and they're not socialist, yeah, I don't agree with you. I'm sorry. आपके जो आइडियोलॉग्स के बुक्स है ना सर, मैं उनसे एग्री नहीं करता हूँ. ये थर्ड वे जो आप लोग ने इकोनॉमिक्स में बोली हुई ना, मैं तो नहीं मानता. वो सोशलिज्म ही है. उसको आपने बस नाक पकड़ लिया ऐसा हाथ टेढ़ा करके. And I apologize because I have tremendous sympathy for the RSS and respect. Mihir, how do we get these reports to the wider world? Because here in the UK, Hindus are hated by the left and right establishment. PS, still a Desi Hindu. First of all, don't assume that is the case. We have many allies in the West also. We need to start writing more and representing. Or दूसरा, can we understand the language of discourse, sir? मतलब ये जो न्यू जर्सी में ये कौन चमन थे जिन्होंने बुलडोजर रैली निकाली? मतलब किस किस्म का, मतलब क्या बोले यार. मतलब हमारी साइड अगर ऐसी टट्टी करेगी तो इजी है ना उनको कैरिकेचर करना. मतलब बुलडोजर की रैली निकाल रहे हो. मतलब कौन है ये जाहिल? कौन है ये? तुमको ये किसने आइडिया दिया बुलडोजर की रैली निकालने का? अनाप शनाप टट्टी किस्म के आइडियाज आते हैं और उसके बाद टट्टी करने के बाद बोलते हो यार किसी ने मेरे आइडिया को टट्टी बोल दिया. अरे टट्टी को टट्टी ही बोलेंगे. और उसके बाद वो हक देते हैं और बाद में बेचारी दूसरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस मान लो दूसरों की टट्टी साफ करते रहती है बैठ के. तो पहले लर्न द लैंग्वेज ऑफ डिस्कोर्स. कैन वी नॉट स्पीक प्रॉपरली? Yes, now you'll come back. Kushal, you also swear on the Sham Sharma show. Yeah, it's a comedy show, Baba. It's not a serious show. We are doing comedy there. We do comedy at the time of comedy, but this podcast or when Sham invites me on a serious discussion on Patreon or something of that sort, I'm serious there. I'm also making serious points. And when I make a joke, it is backed up by a lot of evidence. Also, क्या लोग हैं यार हमारे? मतलब can we at least learn how to speak? Is that also very hard to expect? And if you cannot speak, at least can you shut up? Seriously, can you just shut up? I'm not saying you, the person who has asked the question. I'm just saying you, the imaginary you. I mean, seriously, what the hell was that? मतलब वो किस किस्म की ऊल जलूल किस्म की रैली थी वो? बुलडोजर रैली? मतलब पागल हो क्या? गधे कहीं के. Shrihari, at this point, do you plan to review Awakening Bharat Mata by Shwapan Das Gupta? And would he come to talk about it on the podcast? यार मैंने book ही नहीं पढ़ी Shrihari. I have not read the book, so I will not lie. I have no plans either to review it and not review it. I'm just agnostic to it right now. So I'm sorry, buddy. Okay. Let's see. Other messages. कोई UPI आई है और नहीं, it seems एक आई है. In America, there is awareness on how the Native American population was almost wiped out by the European colonizers and their descendants. Movies like Lone Rangers. Here, too many such movies are made, but I still see denial of the caste problem by a lot of Hindus as their most. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, Hindus, diaspora's problem with caste denialism, and that is something um, that is why I push back, which is why I say there are two denialisms in India: the left wing denialism of the record of Islam and the non-left denialism of the record of caste. But it's okay. That's a problem that we can deal with. But it has nothing to do with the larger discourse on Hindutva, which is why yeah, I am Hindutva. I am fighting all these elements now, so they can deal with me too. और क्या है भैया? One of my acquaintances and I were having a debate, and she accused me of being a Sangi, at which I replied that I am a secularist, to which she replied, Judge Beef Khale. What should have my reply been? Well, your reply should have been that if all roads lead to Ja Beef Khale, it says a lot about you. तो उसको जाके बोलना कि जा उसका भी तो कोई blind spot होगा ना, तो उसको बोल देना तू जा कर ले. First of all, you should not be even wasting your time on such people, if you ask me. Mm. Mm. यार क्वेश्चन नहीं है, सब कमेंट्स 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 और स्पैम. यार यही होता है हमेशा. बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है हमारी कि ये लोग स्पैम करते हैं. सत्यानाश हो जाता है, मुझे पढ़ने को नहीं होता. डू यू बिलीव इन कर्मा? No, by karma, if you mean that whatever my actions are, there will be something to pay for. It is collected in the form of some bank account, and then I pay for it in another life. No, I don't believe in that. But your next question is, are you an atheist? Well, no, I'm not an atheist. I'm a Nirishwarvadi and a Nastic. I have explained what it is on a separate monologue. You can go and watch it. I'm not going to waste everybody else's time again over here. Me here. Aside from communication, how else can the Hindutva side improve their image, prove their philosophy, and live and let live? Dekho, first of all, you're not going to convince the one who hates you. Let's get that one clear. They hate you, so you're not going to convince them. But I think some of them can be bought. They're pretty bikau, so I think we can buy some of them. I'm just being very honest here. Mm. They equate Hindutva with political Islam, and that's where the logical fallacy comes, because it assumes that Islam and Hinduism are the same. Always remember, the fundamentals of an ideology and the fundamentalist of an ideology are going to be of a type. A fundamentalist Jain and a fundamentalist Muslim are not the same, for example. So if they will say, you know, political Jainism, for example. I'm just saying, I'm just creating some example. What will political Jainism be? You cannot hurt each other. Is that the same as political Islam is? Just think about it. The argument is so full of shit that it assumes a priori that Hinduism and Islam are the same. Hinduism and Islam are completely different structures. So to assume political Islam and Hindutva, political Hinduism, are the same is like saying, to use my friend Harsh Madhusudan Gupta's analogy of the vaccine is the same as the virus. No, it's not. Hindutva is the vaccine to the virus of Islamism and Western imperialism and Hindu castism. It's a vaccine. The vaccine is not the virus. Ravi, what should the British Hindus do next? Well, the British Hindus should do next is start with talking to the temples and categorically writing open letters to Hindu temples, stating how they feel betrayed by them. And I say this with all seriousness. Until and unless Hindu advocacy groups and Hindu society get together and shame those temples the way they have behaved, if you can share a platform with Majid Freeman, seriously, what the hell, man? Come on, Ravi, that's problematic. So we need to shame them. We need to tell them that you get your act together. Stop standing with ISIS sympathizers for a change. After that, maybe we need to start creating more balanced Hindu content. I think we need more books. I think we need more YouTube channels. I think we need more people supporting each other. And maybe the Hindu community now should become effective altruists and maybe divert a few funds from the temple to political advocacy. Maybe it's time to do that. Maybe the temple needs to feel the pinch too. Maybe then the temple will realize how much they've let down the diaspora. Maybe the North American mandir and the British mandir should realize they are so used to getting away with shit that they don't even care. Maybe we should take our hundi donation now and give it to political advocacy groups that might give us more in return. Do you think right-wing intellectuals should redefine Hindutva? The negative connotation it carries harms us. They think it's a Muslim bashing supremacist ideology. There is enough material already out there. What do we do if a person blatantly lies? See, my grouse with the RSS is that it has been maligned so much in India, outside India, and it does not file defamation lawsuits. That is the problem. If the RSS started filing defamation lawsuits, believe me, 70% of this nonsense will go away. 70% of it. Because some of the things they mention about the RSS are just downright defamatory. They're just downright lies. They can easily sue these people. But what do you do if the RSS in India refuses to do anything against them? RSS का फंडा है, हम सिंपल लोग हैं, हम हमारा काम करते रहेंगे. I mean, what do? You cannot convince the RSS on suing these people. I am not the RSS. Believe me, if you can convince the RSS to sue the pants out of these people, half of the things will change. The RSS refuses to sue people. They're like, that's not our way. So what do? I don't have a solution to the RSS problem. What is your view on weed legalization in India? I think even if it was not religious, I think weed should be legalized in India. How to survive as a Hindu student in a university in United States of America? I want to be apolitical as possible. Well, Sujata, even if you are apolitical, they will not let you be apolitical. So, first of all, get involved in the Hindu Students Association. Get involved in Hindu activities. I am telling you, do not be apolitical. Be political. Don't be scared. The United States has the First Amendment. It protects everyone. It is far better than most countries in the world when it comes to free speech and free thought. Believe me. So join the Hindu Students Union if you can. What are the basic beliefs and goals of the RSS? Do they have? Arey yaar, why don't you go and join a RSS shakha? They have a course. You can go and attend their world. You'll realize these people are just, be a good citizen kind of a thing. Kushal bhai, meanwhile, how do we deal with track shoes who have set a barometer for being a Hindu? यार वो कौन है यार? छोड़ना यार उनको. काय को उनके बारे में इतना सोचता है? Hmm. Rajiv Dhya. American mandirs have funds for Hindu education. If they do, good for them. They clearly don't do anything, in my view. Mm. How about a global Hindu group, just like how the Zionists did for Israel? I think that can only happen from India. I think India needs to start investing in global political Hinduism in a major way. And I think that is something that India needs to take the lead of. The diaspora cannot do it because 95% of the global Hindus live in India. So that's an Indian problem, not the diaspora problem, in my view. You can disagree with me, by the way. Indian government deleted Dhruv Rathi's video. Any thoughts? I'm not aware of what has happened exactly over here. So me commenting on it would be inaccurate, and I don't want to do that. So I don't know about it. Until and unless I don't know about something, I don't like to comment on it. It is quite clear I don't follow Dhruv Rathi. I mean, I have better things to do in my life. Satya, you also have enough resources now to tackle all these problems. Do not. I don't buy this. मैं अबला पुरुष मैं अबला नारी card. No, I don't. पिकाचू भाई, चाय वाय पीता है? क्या रखा है हिंदू बन के? आई वाज थिंकिंग नीचे का टोपी उड़ा दूं. नहीं, नीचे का टोपी मत उड़ा. हिंदू बन के बहुत कुछ रखा है. इतनी अच्छी फिलोसफी मिली है, वो फिलोसफी पढ़. कुशल, इनवाइट आचार्य प्रशांत ऑन योर पॉडकास्ट. आई डोंट नो हु ही इज, सो आई थिंक अबाउट इट. What do you think about the population growth of Muslims? Because even if they maintain law for most of the time, one time is done time. Nah, I don't understand what this question is, so I'm gonna ignore it. I mean, the population growth. I mean, the TFR of Muslims is coming down in India too, as for all government surveys. So I don't know what this is. Mm, hmm. Okay. Any other question? Let me see. What's your simplified answer to what Sanatan Dharma is? I always say, for me, it's a very simple process. If you believe in mutual respect, reciprocity, and what I call Krishna's ahimsa, I think you're a Hindu for me. I don't have many qualifying criteria. As far as Sanatan Dharma is, how can I give a simplified answer for something that even great teachers have not been able to do? So you sometimes maybe there are not simplified answers. Rajiv Dhya, Hindu American Foundation, and Tulsi Gabbard did a great job in exposing Bangladeshi Hindu genocide. Well, yeah, kudos to them. You should support the Hindu American Foundation.
हम्म, यार इतने स्पैम थक गया हूं मैं स्पैम से. If Hindutva is anti-caste and anti-class, then how will it differentiate from communism? It clearly means you have neither read Hindutva nor communism, because there are critiques of communism by Hindutvavadis. Start with the Hindutva paradigm by Ram Madhav, the book. There is a detailed critique of communism and socialism by Deen Dayal Upadhyay in that book. How do you think we can clarify the Hindutva perception via soft power? You don't clarify the Hindutva perception by soft power. You clarify the Hindutva perception by, first of all, owning up to that label itself. Start by that at least. And when people think your actions, you're a liberal person, you believe in free speech, you believe in LGBT rights in the West, especially, you believe in all the normal things that normal, decent people do, and you're just Hindutva. They're like, what the hell is Hindutva than what I knew? You have to start doing that. When will you accept Jesus as your savior? Never. I know that was Abhijit, by the way. Sala. Kushal, was Aurangzeb a Turk or Mughal? Oh, yaar, Aurangzeb was the chutiya. Off topic, but your top three desi eateries in Toronto, Canada. Finally, a good question. Finally. So, I went to this place called Farzi Cafe. It is in downtown Mississauga. वो जो स्क्वायर वन मॉल पता नहीं क्या है, वो बहुत अच्छा था. देन इन वॉशिंगटन डीसी है भाई, ये वो रसोई या रसिका क्या नाम है वो रेस्टोरेंट का, वॉशिंगटन डीसी में वो रेस्टोरेंट अच्छा था. और अम, और बाकी यार लेबनीज खाना एक जगह पे अच्छा खाया था, मेरे को नाम याद नहीं आ रहा है बाकी. मतलब हाँ नहीं, मगर सॉरी, आपने तो देसी पूछा है ना. बाकी मेरे को कोई इतना अच्छा नहीं लगा अभी तक देसी खाना. मेरे को ये दो अच्छे लगे थे, फर्जी कैफे डाउनटाउन मिसिसागा, 2-3 साल ही हुए हैं खुल के. अमेजिंग रेस्टोरेंट, अमेजिंग रेस्टोरेंट, मजा आ गया उधर. एंड ये रसिका या जो भी था डीसी में, दीज टू वर गुड. My wife and I went to another place. My wife really liked Spice Rack in New Jersey. I'm not saying it was bad, but I don't think Spice Rack was good. I was like, okay, okay food, I would say. But the other two I really liked, Fuzzy Cafe and this one, Rasika or Rasoi, whatever that name was. भाई वॉशिंगटन डीसी वाला रेस्टोरेंट है जिधर ओबामा और उसकी बीवी गए थे. वो अच्छा था. विल यू बी डूइंग अ पॉडकास्ट विद क्रिस ब्लैकबर्न? आई ट्राई टू. अभी तक कुछ फाइनल नहीं हुआ है. कार्तिक, do you think Douglas Murray used India like every Western YouTuber is using RRR to get more eyeballs? No, he just wanted to bash Islam, and he thought by bashing all brown people he would be more genuine. Basically, बेवकूफ आदमी है, गधा है एक नंबर का. Do you subscribe to views of Sadhguru? तुम्हें ये किस किस्म का क्वेश्चन है यार? उनके इतने सारे व्यूज होंगे, मैं सारों से कैसे सब्सक्राइब कर सकता हूँ?
from the UK and getting a few things set up and really do with your help and direction. So you can email me at contact@kushalmehra.com, and I think we can take it from there. I mean, I certainly don't know what else to say to this. How do I join the Hindutva? What do you mean by join the Hindutva? Last Thursday, Abhijit Das said Elizabeth II was the Empress of India in a bad accent. Was he being sarcastic or he genuinely got it wrong? तुम लोग क्या क्वेश्चन पूछते हो मतलब तुम लोग क्या मैं बोलूं मैं अपना सर किधर जाके मारूं अभिजीत कुत्ते ने बर्बाद करके रखा हुआ दुनिया को I'm sorry, I can't take your question seriously. What kind of a question is this? अभिजीत देख तूने क्या गंद फैला के रखा है दुनिया में शर्म कर कुछ शर्म बच्चों का दिमाग खराब कर रहा है तू सुभजीत चैटर्जी व्हाई डोंट यू गो टू फॉरेन चैनल्स टू पुट आवर व्यू अबे कोई बुलाएगा तो जाऊंगा ना कोई बुला तो नहीं है जबरदस्ती जाके ए लेना मेरे को जहां बुलाया मैंने जाके रखा ना व्यू कुलेट की पॉडकास्ट पे गया बुलाया मुझे मैंने अपना व्यू रखा दे डोंट वांट टू कॉल आर्टिकुलेट स्पीकर्स अब मैं पूरा सच नहीं है ये मेरे को कई बार बुलाया भी गया और मैंने ना भी बुलाया क्योंकि मैं बहुत आलसी हूँ वो भी है if PFI is banned then how they still have verified accounts on Twitter because Twitter is an Chew organization. What else am I supposed to say? Okay, 3 minutes left. फटाफट फटाफट नीचे जाया जाए. Why are your subscribers not increasing? Because I don't do clickbait. Should Hindutva focus on conserving regional languages or we should be united? I think conserving regional languages is very important for India to be united. हाँ रसिका रसिका है उसका नाम अच्छा खाना था वैसे अभिजीत उसका कुशल विल यू प्रीव्यू ओलिवेरा वर्सेस माकाचेव यार आई वांट टू यार वो मैं और संभव वी हैव नॉट बीन एबल टू डू एन एमएमए पॉडकास्ट फॉर नॉट ऑलमोस्ट 2 months शेम ऑन बोथ ऑफ अस what I really struggle with is the moment I praise Sanatan Dharma or say anything good about our civilization, some people just call me fascist. They're so stubbornly woke. How to deal with this? You start calling them child molesters. What else? Why do you waste your time on such people? Like half of our day, if it goes on, seeing what कौन है वो साला watermelon, CJ watermelon, then what do? हमारे को भी तो वही चमन मिलता है ना टाइम वेस्ट करने को. Kanav, hi Kushal, do you have an upcoming talk in New Jersey? Sorry, I couldn't make the last one. Nahi yaar, I don't have any talks in New Jersey now. Kanav, I'm sorry about that. Discuss Rajiv Malhotra's new book. Yaar, Pranav, I have not read the book. Once I read it, I'll definitely talk about it. Cosmic Armor, thank you for becoming a member. Should Sanskrit be India's national language? Should it be India's only national language? I don't know. I honestly have not made up my mind on it. I think Tamil is also quite an old Indian language. So, what is so unique about just Sanskrit? being very honest. Kushal used to say a person can't be secular, only institutions can. But what are your thoughts on Charanjit Singh Channi, a Dalit Christian Sikh? I know what you did here. That's why I find it funny. That's not secular. That's Indian secular version. Are you in Canada right now? No, I'm not. Campaign to have Kushal on JRE. Try कर लो. I'll be in Texas for the next 5 days. If JRE पे मैं जा सकता हूँ तो करवा दो. Okay, हो गया. चलो. I somehow managed to go from the top to bottom. Again, um, you know, what are some weak talk points of Islamists? Look at what they were shouting on the streets of England. You don't need to do anything. You just need to take those videos and show it to the people. That is enough. So that's about it. Sid Kumar, you missed my super chat. No, Sid, I don't. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I want to open a Hindu YouTube channel. Is it worth it? If you want to, yes. Why not? Why would I say no? um Someone has said campaign to have Kushal on JRE. देखो भाई जो करना है कर लो. जो रोगन ट्विटर पे है उसको बोल दो जाके मुझे बुला ले. I am going to be in Joe Rogan's side of the world for the next 5 days. Literally, I have to stop speaking now. I apologize. I hold my hands and I apologize because literally I have to catch a flight to Texas now. So I pack up and I'm rushing to the airport now. So I'm going to be in Texas from today up to the second or third. I'm going to be there in Texas. I'm going to be there in Houston and Austin, and I'll be meeting a few friends over there. So if I could not see all your chats is because I'm a little rushed. So I am very sorry about it. But once again, thank you very much. Just one last word again. Own Hindutva. Do not let them tarnish that word. And if you think the avoiding the Hindutva nomenclature or tag is going to make your life better, especially if you live in the West, I have bad news for you. You are mistaken. So I'll leave it there. Once again, thank you very much for all your questions. I tried my best to answer them. Spammers, hi, because you made my life hard again. And please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave your comments, become a member on YouTube or on Patreon, buy the merch, or send your donations to UPI. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care. Bye.